into another episode of NA Now. Brandon Hofstra joined here with head coach of the New Jersey Titans, Craig Doremus. Craig, first off, thanks for doing this. How's the summer been? Catch us up.
I've been pretty good. Busy. Wife, kids, family, hockey, everything. Been busy. Makes it go a little bit quicker than you had hoped, but nonetheless, here starting to get really excited about getting back to work and getting after it. Here, guys are coming in about 10 days, so really excited to get back on with the group.
Yeah, before those 10 days, just kind of recap us on last season and what you took away from your year.
It was a little bit of an up and down season, both in terms of on ice success, and then just off ice dealing with a lot of injuries. Not to make excuses, we didn't perform and get the job done. Just a wild season for us in terms of being able to maintain a consistent lineup, and then just having guys who are play big pieces of the team consistently banged up, even through the playoffs. There, a starting goalie got hurt, and in the first round of the playoffs in Johnstown, unfortunately, couldn't get cleared in time for round two. So, just it was tough for us to get any consistency throughout the year. Overall, I thought it was a good year considering where we started. And when you look at the age of our team, probably the youngest team we ever had in New Jersey.
Right.
So happy with that. We lost to a very good Maryland team there, and they obviously went on to have more success after us. But I thought overall a good team, and obviously now promising for this year with a lot of guys returning.
You guys are pros at creating NCAA commitments last year with 13. It's a huge piece of the job. It's always got to be fun to see that come to fruition. But just talk about like how it feels for you year in and year out, like seeing that number grow and grow.
Yeah, I think for us, it's probably at the forefront of what we talk about in terms of what we want our program to be about. We want it to be an NCAA feeder at the Division One level. I think it's probably the number one thing we focus on. Obviously, every year if you go into it, ask the kids what they want to achieve, and the answers are going to be they want a Division One commitment, they want to win a Robertson Cup, right?
Right.
We feel that one of those is probably a little bit more controllable, a little bit more. You can play great and you run into a great team, you don't win the Robertson Cup, but if your player development model and is sound and good and you're consistent at chasing it, I think you continue to do it. And we take a lot of pride in it, right? In terms of our player development model, we have individual programs for each player. And then we advocate for our guys. We believe in working the phones and developing those and cultivating those relationships at the Division One level. And I think what helps us is that the guys who have played here before and got onto college have had a lot of success at the college level and professional level. And that just lends a lot more credibility to what we're talking about with these coaches. And they see the proof is in the pudding. So I think it makes it easy to answer our phone call and then trust us when we give them our opinions and speak passionately about our New Jersey Titan players.
Yeah. You guys obviously started building the 24-25 roster from the beginning of the summer, even before that. Just talk about kind of the tools that the NAHL offers you with the NAHL draft, 3HL tender system, which you have a 3HL team in your building, some returning players, camps, all that, all that.
Yeah, I think at the forefront of that for us is Kyle Shapiro and Gary Biggs. They do a great job in terms of scouting, identifying, recruiting players, and they use all those levels of mechanisms that you mentioned. They were out at the Prospects Challenge at the Robertson Cup with a roster. They're obviously on the road all year seeking out players both at PHL events and other events throughout the country. Gary has it really dialed in with our scouting team. They do a great job covering all parts of the world, quite frankly, at this point.
Hmm.
And we've had a lot of success. Like you said, it makes things a little bit easier, quote unquote, when you have a lot of returning players because you don't have as many holes to fill. But I
Right.
thought for us, and this is, no discredit to any prior players or whatever, but I thought our draft and tender classes this year were as impressive as they've ever been. Now, obviously, we got to see it pan out. But I think for us, we were able to get a lot of the players we had identified and secure their rights. And we look forward to them coming into Middletown here in 10 days.
Greg, you've been a part of the NAHL for quite some time as we reach our 50th anniversary, the golden birthday, if you'll call it that. But over 50 years over your time, however long that's been, but what does the NAHL like 50 years mean to you, whether it's a player, a coach, a time, or anything?
Well, I tell people all the time, for me, it's probably a little bit more unique and different. I'm a kid who grew up in the streets of New York City. So the NAHL to me, is an extremely high level of hockey, both from a player standpoint, a coaching standpoint, a league standpoint. I've always been impressed both from afar before getting into the league and then obviously having been here now. I think this will be my ninth season in New Jersey. So I've always been so impressed by the infrastructure and how it operates and the talent on the ice and the first classness off the ice.
Right.
I tell people all the time, like whenever I travel to events as a coach or with a board of governor meeting, you always feel like you're treated like you're in the National Hockey League, and I'm always so impressed by that.
Mhm.
It's been interesting for me when I came to New Jersey. We had 4 teams in our division,
Right.
and you played everyone 15 times, and you beat the snot out of each other, right? And you got to be real familiar, sometimes too familiar with opponents. And now we've expanded to a 10-team division, never mind a conference.
Right.
So it's interesting to see the growth, and it's been good in terms of having to play different opponents. I think it's made us better as coaches with your pre-scout and your preparation for different scouts and different coaches and programs and how they play and getting to know them and get a book on them video wise. And so many of the new teams who have joined since that infancy stages have
Mhm.
done a great job. Really good operators, really good coaches. I enjoy the experience because, like I tell everyone in the East, like whether you're playing for us or another team in the East, the exposure you get with the schools, and then like every team, you're basically facing off against 10 to 15 Division I kids that day, right? So
Right.
it's only going to make you better. Like regardless of whether you win or lose that night, you're playing against other kids who are going to be playing at the NCAA level, and that's what helps you get better.
Yeah. Craig, one more for you. The season officially kicks off the 2024 NHL Showcase in September. How ready are you to get this thing rolling?
I am. I think pushing the showcase back a little bit, I know for us has been a little bit of relief, and we look forward to the change. I think it's helped us formulate our training camp different. We're actually bringing the guys in a week later than we ever had, so I think it gives them a little bit more summertime and gives us a little bit more prep time before the showcase. We'll have played 4 regular season games and 3 preseason games before getting to Blaine. So I think that'll serve advantageous for us because notoriously we're a slow starting team. We have not fared well through September in the past, and I think as we reflect back as a staff every year, it's something that we're always trying to figure out and solve. Why are we getting off to these slow starts? And for us, it's probably made our jobs tougher throughout the year, chasing the game and chasing standings as we've gone on. So we're excited for it. I'm really looking forward to it. I love get the opportunity to play against these teams from other divisions. This year we got a particularly tough schedule featuring the defending champs, the Lone Star Brahmas. So always looking forward to matching off with Danny and those guys and measuring
Right.
yourself against the champs. So great. For us is always like I just think it's such a center and hotbed of hockey for those few days there for us. I enjoy obviously interacting with people who you don't get to see as much, but I think for our players, we talk about all the time, like what an opportunity, right?
Right.
If you want to be talked to and you want to get on someone's radar, everyone's there. It's a who's who of hockey for those few days under one roof. So make sure you're ready to take advantage of that opportunity that our league does offer.
Yeah. Craig, we're excited to see you up there and excited to see what the Titans have in store for us this season. Good luck, and we'll see you soon.
I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.